looking at word problems and making equations. Word problems can often be tricky and confusing. I know that. So yesterday I spent some time trying to think of a strategy to help you with making this a little bit easier. Because even some of these for me, as I read them, can be a little tricky and confusing. So I took some time yesterday to think of how I could make it a little bit easier on you and give you some tips and tricks. And that's where our two colors come in. We're going to make a legend, or like a little color coding key at the top of our paper. I want you to take your first color, and on this side of your paper, draw a little section where we can write some stuff in this box. And if you wrote your name up there or whatever, it's fine. Okay? And the second side, I want you to take your second color and make a little box where we can write some info in it. This is our key or legend like you use in social studies. All right, in your yellow box, I want you to write 2 words. I want you to write find blank. There would be a number or a letter there. And I want you to write total of blank. Now, I'm going to give you just a second, and we're going to go through each of our problems, and we're just going to skim and scan real quick to see if we can find either one of those 2 words, find blank or total of blank. Okay? So with my yellow, we're going to start scanning through. Problem 1, I see find T, so I'm going to highlight find T. Problem 2, I see find T, so I'm going to highlight find T in my first color. And number 3, I see total of Y. So I highlight that in my yellow. Number 4, I see total of 45. Number 5, I see find W. Number 6, I don't see any, so I'm not going to highlight that box. Number 7, I see find X, so I highlighted it. And the last one, I see find Y. Okay. Up in our legend, where we wrote those 2 words, find blank and total of blank, I want you to write blank equals. My first tip or trick for you today is where you highlighted find number or total of whatever number or variable. You're going to take that and take whatever was in that blank, if it was T, if it was X, if it was 45, you're going to take that number and it's going to be the start of your equation, and then you're going to write an equal sign. So we can go through right now and say T equals. T equals. Y equals. This one is a number, that's fine. 45 equals. I'm not going to do the right side for you because those are the you do problems that you'll do in a minute. But you see how it works. Wherever you had find t or total of y, that's just telling you that that's going to be the blank equals. Whatever variable or number they give you, that's the start to your equation. Okay? Now, our second color. I want you to write the word and. What mathematical process, when you think of adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing, do you associate with the word and? Adding. Because you're combining. If I said John and Rachel, I'm talking about both John and Rachel. Okay, so now what we're going to do is every time that we see the word and in a problem, we're going to highlight it in our second color. So we know, we're basically making it easy on ourselves. We know that we're going to be adding. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the word and. Do you see and in problem 2? Nope, we don't see and. So what are we not going to be doing? Adding. Do you see and in problem 3?
No. Yes.
Yes. Do you see and in problem 4?
Wait, where's
Yes. I'll save us some time. You don't have any ands over here. So are any of these going to be addition problems? No. Okay. So on the ones that we have already written in or highlighted the word and, we know that we're going to be adding in the problem. I'm just going to write an addition sign. I'm going to be just adding the two quantities. And y'all, I really don't even have to read those because I know it, but we're still going to read them. So now let's practice this and try it out. Look at number 1. A soldier uses equipment that weighs 50 pounds. The soldier weighs X pounds. Write an equation to find T, the total weight of the soldier and his equipment in pounds. Well, think about it. If you weigh 100 pounds and your shoes weigh 2 pounds, how much are you going to weigh with your shoes on? 102. Right? So, if he weighs 50 pounds and he weighs X pounds, but combined with his equipment is 50. So what are we going to write if we're finding the total?
50 plus X.
50 plus X. We're just adding them up.
Do we have to solve it?
And guys, on some of these, if you don't know, if the word problem scenario doesn't make sense to you, like some of them are about Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite, so those don't really make sense to me. But on the ones that are kind of confusing to you, just replace it. Put it in context that you understand. And I'll do some examples like that here in a minute. Number 2, on Fortnite, it costs 1,000 V-Bucks to purchase a new skin. Write an equation to find T, the cost in V-Bucks to purchase in skins. Don't let that V in V-Bucks throw you off. That's not a variable. That's a proper noun. Okay? This one kind of messed me up at first. So, let's say instead I'm talking about at the Apple store, it costs $1,000 to purchase a new computer. Write an equation to find the cost in dollars to purchase in computers. Well, if I purchase one computer, how much is it going to cost? $1,000. If I purchase 2 computers, how much is it going to cost? If I purchase 3 computers, how much is it going to cost? $3,000. What are you doing to get that answer?
Or multiplying.
Multiplying. If we were adding, it would be 1 computer plus 1,000, and we would say it would cost $1,001. That wouldn't make sense, right? We don't have the word and. We're not adding. We're multiplying. We're multiplying the cost times the amount that you're buying. How do you write multiplication with variables?
Squishy.
Squishy. So all we have to write on this one is 1,000 in. T equals 1,000 N. Number 3. A restaurant serves a total of Y plates in one day. So that's the total amount. Whatever Y stands for, let's say it stands for 100. Okay? In which 85 meals are served during the first hour. And X meals are served during the rest of the day, the remaining hours. Write an equation that would represent the situation where we already know it's adding. All you have to do is fill in what you don't have. We've already put Y down. We have to put 85 down. We have to put X down. And we're done. Y equals 85 plus X. You see how my little tips are a little helpful?
Yeah.
Does a lot of the work for us. Number 4. A company makes a total of 45 picture frames every hour, with X of the frames being made of red glass and Y of the frames being made of blue glass. Notice we put the total right here because that's what we're basically combining to get to. We know that's the amount they make. Write an equation that will represent the situation where we already have our plus sign. We're just combining X and Y. So we're going to write X and Y. And that one's done. Okay? I want you to try. Now, I'll be honest with you. This side is harder. The you do side is harder. None of them are adding. One of them is subtracting, but the others are other processes. If you don't get the context, think about a context you do understand. Okay? Change it to make sense to you. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to work on these 4 problems, and then we'll go over them.